Manhattan. As a small child, I thought I was just like everybody else. But around 7, we went on a field trip to the planetarium. And we were in the viewing room where they showed the constellations go across the sky. And I never saw any of the stars or the constellations. I just saw where the sunrise and then to the sunset. So I told my parents about it, and they made an appointment with our local eye doctor, who sent me to an ophthalmologist and another specialist, and they diagnosed me with retinitis pigmentosa. And this will gradually rob you of your eyesight. After high school, I met a wonderful man. We have a daughter and a son, and my eyesight took another rapid turn for the worse after my daughter was born. So I had to start working with a magnifying glass at work, and I was really trying to hide that from my coworkers, and there's really just no way to hide that. I just couldn't do the work. The eye strain headaches were terrible, and I was sitting at my ophthalmologist's office, and he left the room and came back with this letter and handed it to me and said, "You're fired. You cannot do this work anymore because of the severe headaches with the eye strain. Your RP is advancing now pretty rapidly." So it was like a death, really. I mean, I went home and didn't know what to do with myself. I just gotten where I was getting depressed. I was wearing the same shorts for 3 days. My husband couldn't get me to hardly leave the house, and finally one night I just went to pieces and started crying and banged my hand on the table and said, "I don't want to be the blind chick. I really don't." And we cried and talked through the night, and we decided to get new direction and find a way to get assistance.
Today is Monday, and we're having our iPhone class. When I first met Anne, she was very scared, very hesitant. She really just was concerned about how she was going to adapt, how she was still going to get on with her life as a person with a visual impairment.
Instructors came here and taught me independent living skills to take care of my home. There was mobility training to help me with confidence of orientation and just walking again. I mean, it was relearning everything. Have a good day. I love you. Be safe out there. All right.
I worked with her, helping her learn how to use her computer. Her goals were very vocational oriented because she wanted to continue managing her business. So she had to be able to go on the internet and be able to do research or look things up, be able to contact her customers.
My office is right here at home. I usually start checking my emails to see what's come in overnight that I need to respond to. The Lighthouse, through all of the training, it brought back my personality. It brought me back to life. I was out of that dark place I was in. My husband says it's just great to have me back. I was gone for so long, and my kids are the same way. I know what it's like to be on both sides, to have had some vision, to no life. So coming back out of that darkness, I take nothing for granted anymore.
My name is Larry McDowell. I'm a native of West Palm Beach, Florida. After I finished college, I came back here to work in the Palm Beach County school system as a teacher, football coach, and basketball coach. I was coaching basketball, and I looked up one night during a game, and I couldn't see the scoreboard to see what the score was. And then right around 1999, I started having trouble with my eyes again, and I went for laser surgery on my left eye, and I think the laser surgery wasn't done properly, and I lost all the vision in my left eye. Started having trouble with my right eye, and I went to see an eye doctor, and he just calmly and collectedly told me said, "You're gonna be blind, you're gonna go blind." In 2006, I started having incidents where I would be driving down the road, and for brief periods of time, my vision would just go out, and I'd have to pull over to the side of the road. I would get to the point where I couldn't see the red lights, I couldn't see the signs. From that point until now, my vision has steadily been in decline. Here you go.
Oh, thank you so much.
I was just sitting home depressed, just saying that I was going to be a burden to my kids and family, and I wouldn't be able to do anything for myself, and I was just feeling bad. In about 2008, one of the counselors at DBS referred me to the Lighthouse for the Blind. They were coming to my house to do mobility. I didn't mind walking down the sidewalk because I knew all my neighbors, but crossing the street, I never would have thought about going across the street by myself. Started going to the Lighthouse and started relearning the keyboard. Learning all that gave me a whole new outlook on things. I met other people at the Lighthouse who were involved in other activities like the Braille Club. All of a sudden, it was okay to be blind. It was okay, and I saw my way through it. I saw myself getting up, being able to accomplish things, being able to feel useful. Brooke's birthday will be on Friday. I used to sit up during the day and I would call nursing homes and different facilities and say, you know, do you take blind people? Do you just, you know, I said, I don't have anywhere else to go. I can't do anything for myself. And I just wanted to go to a nursing home and just stop living. I really did. When you have vision, you have a different set of skills in your toolbox that help get you through life, and you can build your future with those tools. But when you lose your eyesight, you have to use a whole different set of tools. But the Lighthouse gives you those tools, and I'm thankful for that. I'm glad that I have the skills to at least stay in the ball game. I'm not on top of the game, but I'm in the game.
Brandon's an amazing child. Brandon's been through a lot. At 4 years old, he had liver cancer. They didn't give him much of a chance to live at that time, 10% at first.
Brandon had already been through cancer, and due to that, he lost some of his hearing. So he was diagnosed a year after he had finished the chemotherapy, so we were thinking, now he's gonna have a good life. We have to deal still with the hearing loss and the hearing aids, but you know, we can move forward.
About 6 or 7 years old, we noticed a slow deterioration of his vision. We noticed that he would start looking out of his side sometimes instead of straight ahead. And obviously, things like blurry, he started to trip and fall a few times. So we took him to the doctor, and they did extensive testing, and they were able to determine that there was definitely an issue with his vision that was progressive.
These news were devastating to us, you know, that he may lose his vision.
Oh. Okay, now I can make my bed. I think the first time I had a blackout was like when I was 6 or something. Everything started getting blurry, and then it just went completely dark. And then I thought someone turned off the light, and no one said, and when I asked, no one said they turned off the light. And then like 10, 20 seconds later, my vision went back to normal.
When we went to see the specialist and he was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa, he told us about the Lighthouse of the Blind, that we should contact them because he's going to need all those services due to the fact that retinitis pigmentosa is a progressive disease.
My wife takes him to Lighthouse most of the time. He enjoys it, and they have events that he loves to go. He's made some great friends there. He's enjoyed that as well. You know, they teach him a lot. Like, he just got an iPad for Christmas, and they have programs that teach you how to use an iPad if you're visually impaired.
They showed us how to do some stuff in the computer, and then they taught us how to garden, like gardening, cook.
What Lighthouse of the Blind helps a lot is how they help maintain that positiveness. They help him maintain a relatively normal childhood.
Okay. Careful, guys, don't on the road. We're waiting for you.
They gave us all the resources that we needed. First, you know, educate me what to expect with a child that's losing his vision, and what can I do, to help him day by day.
When I grow up, maybe I would like to be a teacher.
Brandon is the most positive person that I've ever met. And all he's been through at his young age, he's been through more at 11 years old than 99% of the people go through in a whole lifetime. So, and he's overcome everything. He's overcome cancer, and he's overcoming vision impairment just by his strength and his will to be just like every other kid.